3, 2, 1. Throw those keys under there. Great start. Awesome. So, hello everyone, Jonathan Wells. We're here with yet another podcast. This one is probably going to go straight to Spotify because I'm lazy and I don't want to do a video. But we have with us a few special guests. We've got Nick Oosting. We have Abby Kirkpatrick.
Yeah.
We have Harris Kouklakis.
Yep. Glad you could say my name.
I was like, did I say that right?
Yeah,
Did I say it right? I got it?
I was waiting.
That's a tough one to say.
Perfect. Exactly.
Add some vowels in there.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about Nick first. We're going to have him do a little intro, start us off with his background and his story. So why don't we start that off, Nick?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm happy to be on here. We appreciate the invite today, Abby and myself. So, been in the business, real estate. I'm a real estate agent. Been in the business for over 6 years now, from December. So, licensed both Illinois and Indiana. Got into the business around, I was 23 years old. I was driving trucks, had a CDL. It's making about 70, 80K a year, so I was doing okay for myself at that point in time, at that age. Didn't like it though, didn't have any fun with it. Wasn't a good time, hated it. I was working 12, 14 hours a day. The idea was for me to, start my own trucking company kind of, but I didn't like it. Didn't like the hours, didn't like anything about it. So got into real estate, always thought that'd be interesting. I've done that, I've never looked back. So
nice. And I hear you have a pretty interesting story of your first couple of sales, right?
First couple of years, yeah, was a little interesting. So I actually worked part-time as a realtor, which I found out very quickly you can't do.
Right.
And make any kind of success out of it with that. So I drove trucks, but I was working 12 hours a day and then trying to sell real estate on the side. Got out of that, I quit. A lot of people are like, what are you doing? Are you sure you want to do that? You're making good money, And I said, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it regardless. So about 6 months trying to build my business as I was going into it full time. It took me a little while to get, and I started kind of hitting the ground running. Started making some money, doing some sales, doing some deals. Got licensed in Indiana, and then hit my big one. I sold Balmoral Park Racetrack. So
solid.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one.
They all work.
That one worked.
There we go. I got the applause going, and also there we go.
Yep. So that was my claim to fame, I guess you could say. I contacted them for about a good year and a half every month, first of the month, every single time, every single month for a year and a half. They finally called me up and said, "Hey, we're looking to list it. We like you. We want to use you. What do you think?" So
nice.
A little bit after that, a couple weeks after that, we had it listed, and then 2 weeks after that, we had it sold full price.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I think you said that you brought the buyer to that one as well, right?
Yes, a double ended on it. So.
Nice.
Brought the buyer, had the seller, and then they also purchased the golf course across the street. Total of a $5 million deal.
There you go.
2 years in. So if anybody, is worried about making money and worried about doing that stuff, that's the kind of things that can happen if you put your mind to it, you're persistent at it, and go for it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's not the only racetrack that you sold. You sold a couple too, right?
I haven't sold any more racetracks. I've sold some training centers I've been a part of. So I have a equestrian background. My dad's actually a horse jockey, which kind of gives me that background in that niche there. But I've sold some training centers for racehorses. So they're very unique properties, and because they have the track on there that they train on, and that's where they train to bring them to race day. So
nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love to see it. So Harris, let's talk about you for a little bit here.
All right.
So what is your background? Tell the people who you are.
So I am an attorney. Started my own firm in 2022. Went to DePaul, and while I was going to school there, I was working for an attorney out of Oak Brook, solo practitioner. And I liked it. Liked real estate. That's what majority of what he did. But he offered me a job. Money didn't make sense for the drive to Oak Brook, because I live in Indiana. So. Especially with tolls, did not make sense. So I ended up also getting my real estate license and doing both. And so for a while, I was trying to do both. I thought I could make it work. But just like everybody said, you're going to have to pick one eventually. And so last year, I decided that I was too busy and I had to pick one. So I started doing law full time, and I've been taking off since. And but I'm glad I did both. I think it really taught me the importance of negotiation, picking up your phone. I'm an attorney that works like an agent, so I think that gives me an edge on everybody.
I can attest to that. He does.
Yeah, so
He gets
I answer my phone, I text, I handle municipal requirements in Illinois, all that good stuff. And I understand how important each deal is. A lot of attorneys don't care, especially on the purchase side in Illinois. You make $500. A lot of attorneys are doing volume; they don't really care if that purchase closes. But for the agent, that's it's a big deal. So yeah, really try to make sure I don't kill deals unnecessarily.
Yeah. No, that's super cool. I didn't even know that because I know that obviously you were a real estate agent for a while too. I didn't know that you switched and you were practicing law mostly full time and all that too. So I think that I really like to see that as well. Really diving into what your passion is and what you're really good at as well. So
yeah, I mean, there's a lack of good attorneys.
Yeah.
Not skill, just customer service and communication. A lot of very good attorneys that know what they're doing, but they don't answer the phone. It takes them 2 weeks to get back to you via email. So that's why I try to, make myself different, is really making sure I communicate with the clients, the realtors, whole 9 yards.
I think it's important too to mention, real estate attorney aspect of that, because any attorney can do these kind of deals, and I've run across many people who wanted to use their own attorney on the other side.
Right.
Yeah.
We always make sure someone uses a real estate attorney, because they know, like you said, it could take them 2 weeks to get back to you,
Yeah, for sure.
answer phones, but there's timelines in the contract.
Timelines, and there's a lot of things that if you don't do real estate law full time, like there's a lot of attorneys that think, oh, I could just do some real estate deals on the side.
Make some
It's
money.
easy. There's a reason that real estate law is like top 5 for malpractice claims.
Yeah.
It's because of that. There's a lot that could go wrong, and you got to know what you're doing with taxes, especially in Cook County, Will County. Taxes went up crazy.
Yeah.
I've had some properties in Cook County go up by 77%.
Wow.
That's the largest jump I've seen so far. It was
Yeah.
in Lansing.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's huge. If you don't tell your client what the increase is going to be, they can go from paying $5,000 to $10,000
That's
in
insane.
a few months.
That is insane. Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and then I also started doing small business formation and sales and simple estate planning, because very connected with real estate. People die, house goes. Do you have to go to probate? Do you not have to go to probate? Was it in trust? Does the trustee want to sign? A whole slew of issues that can arise. So I try to get in front of that with people. Let's figure it out now before something happens.
Mm-hmm.
That way, when something does happen, the people you leave behind have an easier time figuring out your assets.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. We also have the amazing Abigail Kirkpatrick on here.
Amazing, Abigail Kirkpatrick. Wow.
Let's get a few words out of you.
I don't know. I mean, Nick sold Balmoral, so it's kind of
For anybody who doesn't know, Abby and I work together.
pick up all day.
She helps me. We help each other, and we work together to help our clients, to service our clients, to make sure they're getting the best service that they possibly can. That Harris just talked about, how important that is. So,
Yeah.
But Abby has a unique path in her career and why she's so good at what she does and when she started. So, I've been in the business 6 years. Abby, you've been in the business how long?
I'm not going to tell my age. I mean, come on. I've been in it for 10.
10 years. Yeah. And how did you start that off? I mean, what did you do?
So I was working at Goodwill in St. John, and my manager really ticked me off. So I said, by Sunday, I'll have a new job. It was Friday, and I saw an ad on Facebook that said, hey, if you got a good phone voice, come apply. Call this number. So I was like, okay, I'm down. So it ended up starting my real estate career. Had no idea what I was walking into. Started practicing the REO files right away.
The hard ones.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yep. So then I applied for a top producing team in the area, and then I didn't get it the first time. Went in there again, applied. They were like, okay, this girl has applied multiple times. We need to call her. So I showed up for the interview, and yeah, got it.
Nice. And so for somebody who's listening to this that might not be in the industry, what is an REO properties? What does that mean?
So that is foreclosed properties. So I was handling negotiating all the bank stuff, making sure all the village requirements were done, all the paperwork that no realtor wants to touch at all.
Gotcha. Okay,
I was
perfect.
doing
Yeah.
about, I don't know, 300 at a time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it was not fun.
So this would have been like roughly around the 2014 range?
Yeah.
Okay.
2014, 2015.
Nice. Gotcha. Yeah, because I think there was still obviously a lot of REOs at that point too.
Yeah. I was doing Fannie and Freddie Mac.
Nice. That's when my parents ended up buying a place around that time frame, and it was like a HUD-owned property that they put down $100 on, and then we like renovated it all as a family, and it sucked. Renovating a house sucks.
Oh,
It's awful.
so then when I got on the team, I was doing like 150 files.
Yeah.
Here. We had about 30 million in volume, and then
Which is a lot, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a ton.
That is that if you're doing, like, for people who might not understand like real estate volume and stuff, most realtors do, I would say, around, like, if you're a semi full-time agent, 2 to 5 million. If you're over 10, like, you're in the top like 10 to 20% of real estate agents. Anything over 20, you're like amazing. And then if you're between 30 and 50, like, there's only a handful of people that do that in America.
yeah. And then I met Nick, and then we decided to team up.
Yep. And now here we are. So here we are at Macaulay, number one agent at Macaulay so far this year. Yeah.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I saw that on Facebook too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Congratulations. We're gonna do this. Is the applause button. There we go.
Yeah.
Got it right this time.
But the good thing about us is we tell people is you get someone who's been in the business like myself, obviously, but someone like Abby who's hit round level in the business, answering phones, start up to REOs, to handling or going to a top producing team and handling a huge amount of files and learning how to navigate through those files, because every deal is different, as you guys know. Every deal is completely different. You never know. So with that many deals going on at the same time, I mean, your headspace has to be right there. You have to be on it. So with that, myself, I mean, you really get two agents for the price of one for us, and we're with each other all the time. That way, emails are getting answered lightning quick. Text messages are getting answered lightning quick. No lag
Yeah.
time.
No
So-
72 hours.
No,
No.
72 hours.
72 hours.
Not even a minute.
We need an Abby job.
Yeah.
I do need an Abby.
I cannot clone myself. That would be horrible.
Can't have her though.
That's all right. So, but yeah, no, that's awesome. I really appreciate you sharing your side of everything too, for sure. And then for people who, might not know my story, I'll summarize as best as I can. My plan was to go into the military. I was going to go into the Navy to be a corpsman, which is like a combat medic. That was my goal. And then I tore my ACL at a American Ninja Warrior gym in Chicago,
Wow.
trying to impress a girl, which is very in character for me at the time. And, so tore my ACL. I ended up having to rehab that for, it was like a, I think it's like a 4 to 6 month rehab or whatever for those. But then after the surgery, though, you can't not get drafted, but like you can't like apply to be in the military, whatever they call. I forgot the terminology for it, but enlist. Thank you, appreciate it. So you can't enlist for like, I think it's like a year or so after your surgery, because they have to like go through like there's certain medication that you're on that you have to like be off of for a certain amount of time and whatnot. So during the interim, I decided to I was working at Chick-fil-A at the time, and I was making like $10 an hour, I think. And my dad was, working at a mortgage company at the time. And he said, "Hey, why don't you like answer the phones and call these leads for me, and I'll pay you $12 an hour. And then for every deal that closes, I'll pay you like $100, right?" I was like, okay, well, I can make $2 more an hour. And like, I already talk to people like all the time at work. So like, why wouldn't I just talk to somebody on the phone, right? So I went and did that. And then, about 3 months in, I was like, hey, there's all these loan officers that are like working here that are coming in. They're all they all have families, they all have their own houses. They're all driving like, not like amazing cars. They're driving like, cars that are better than my first car that I had, right? I'm like, how much do loan officers make? And then I was like kind of reading into it and looking at things. And I was like, maybe I should just get my license and be a loan officer, because it seems like I'm doing all the work and they're making all the money, right?
Yeah.
So ended up doing that. For anyone who doesn't know, like when you study for the mortgage licensing test, it's only a 20-hour course. So after 20 hours, like 3 days of just being on, a Zoom call with, some trainers, you can go take your mortgage licensing test. The catch is if you fail the test, you have to wait 30 days to take it again. If you fail it 3 times, you have to wait 6 months to take it again. So I passed it on my 4th attempt. So it took me almost a whole year to get my license. So at that point, I was already like, man, I was like so not like I was irritated for sure. But I was like, once I get this, I was like, I really like I've invested so much time into it. Like I need to actually give it a fair shot and see it through, right? So at that point, I mean, I was working all the time. I mean, I still work a lot now, but like I was appointments from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And like I was still living at home at the time. Did it for a couple of years, and then finally bought my first place. And then 2020 happened. Rates dropped, so I was able to really help out a lot of clients with some refis at that point too. So it turned out to be a really good career that I kind of fell into. So yeah, thanks. Thank you.
2020 was good times in the real estate market.
Yeah, I mean, I think that like it's good times of what you make it.
Yeah.
I still find enjoyment in the market today.
Oh, I do too. I think it's a great market. This 2020 was crazy.
Oh yeah, no, it was absolutely it was though.
It was insane. But, I think now is a really good market. It's still a strong market. Not as strong as it was, but still a very strong market, a solid market, and it's less crazy. So
yeah. Well, let's talk about that. So like, what is your opinion on where we're at right now in the real estate market today in 2024?
2024, I think we're in a really good market. I know we're in a really good market. Houses are still selling. Home prices are going up. I think you guys, probably agree with me. December, January 23, early 24 was kind of stagnant a little bit.
Yeah.
Compared to what it's been before, with the rates going up. But I think rates coming down a little bit, the weather changing and everything like that. I mean, it's been really good this year.
Yeah.
It hasn't been as crazy as the 2020, which is still good because sellers are still selling their homes. They're still getting some multiple offers on those and bidding wars. But at least from a buyer's standpoint, you can actually go out and buy a house now without looking at 20 of them.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, I think to your point, everyone kind of compares like, oh, interest rates are higher and homes aren't selling. There's not as many homes that are being sold as there was in 2020, and that's why it sucks and all that stuff, right? But I think that it's a much needed, not necessarily reset, but like slow down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you have people, offering $20,000 or $30,000 over what a home's actually worth consistently for multiple years, that could lead to, clients getting into the wrong property for the wrong reasons, people overlooking, major issues with the property that they end up purchasing.
Yep.
And so I think that now, like you said, people have still a little bit of time to kind of figure out what it is that they're doing and plan accordingly so that they don't get pushed into something, by their own doing or potentially some, professionals, finger air quotes, professionals doing,
Yep.
Into a place that might not be really what they need.
Yeah, well, you hit it on the head with the professionals. I think the last couple of years is kind of anybody could do this business in 2020 and 21 and make $80,000 to $100,000 a year. That's just how crazy it was.
Yeah.
But actually knowing what goes into it and how to be a professional, how to build a business, how to actually service the clients and make sure you're doing right by them.
Right.
That takes a totally different skill set.
Oh yeah.
A totally different dedication towards that. And I think it's kind of gotten some people out of the business that weren't in it for the right reasons.
Yep.
Only for themselves, and kind of helped people like us stay on it, and then we're all doing pretty well. So
yeah, and I think that we can all attest to this too. Like with our different industries, like people on the loan officer side, you could either be somebody who actually helps the client get into a home for the payment and the cash out of pocket that they want, or you can simply be a numbers cruncher, right? On the real estate side, you guys can really educate somebody on the first home that they purchase and make sure that they get not only what their wants are, but what their needs are going to be for the specific home that they're looking for, as opposed to an agent that just opens up a door, right?
Yeah.
On the law side, you're actually going through and making sure that they understand, the legality of what they're doing, not just collecting your fee and saying, hey, sign here, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think the biggest thing is explaining what people are signing.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand exactly what they're getting into. Some of my least favorite clients are the ones that just sign and don't ask me questions.
Yeah.
Wow, imagine that. That's a good attorney right there.
Like, please, because inevitably those clients after closing will call and be like, hey, what is this?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
But they didn't care to know that at the time.
exactly.
Yep.
Big thing too is, like I said, those taxes in Illinois.
Yeah.
Got to make sure, because the tax bills that they see are not the tax bills they're going to get, because taxes are paid in arrears, paid this year for last year.
Yep.
And so that increase in the assessed value is not going to show until the 2023 payable 2024 bill.
Yep.
And that's coming out in the next few months. So that's why I'm always making sure, like, I tell them as exact as I can what their payment's going to be in terms of the taxes.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some numbers that'll change a little bit, but I could give them a pretty good estimate. So,
Well, let's talk about that a little bit more too, because that's something that I've always I don't know, it's like the great mystery of qualifying somebody for a house in Illinois is figure out what the heck are the taxes going to be.
yeah. So Illinois doesn't do too much right, but they do their tax bills right. I gotta say, they give you the formula. So you could look on the assessor's website and you could see what the 2023 assessed value is. It's already out.
Okay.
And compared to the 2022, Cook County especially, they make it super easy. On the left is the new, on the right is the old. And then you look up the tax bill, and it'll give you the formula in the bottom left corner of the tax bill. Literally, you just plug in the new numbers. The only things that can change are the equalizing factor and the local tax rates, but typically those are, they're going to be somewhere near where they are.
Sure.
And you just plug it in. All you need to know is the value of the exemptions that you can apply. So like homestead, $10,000 off the equalized assessed value in Cook County, $8,000 on all the other counties. Just subtract it, simple calculations, and you can have an idea. Okay, in 2023, payable 2024, should be somewhere around this number.
Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, and any agents listening, I can do that for you. Just send me the property. And please send it to me before you get it under contract, because I've had quite a few deals fall through because I tell the clients, yeah, you're going to have to pay $13,000 for this $200,000 home.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Park Forest,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yep.
crazy.
Yeah.
I have that exact situation going on right
I
now.
figured it was Park Forest.
45% local tax rate.
Jeez.
45%. That is criminal.
Yeah.
That is, yeah, this is, I think I did sell a home in Park Forest. This was it was literally in 2020. It was August of 2020. Client bought it, and yeah, their tax, it was $100,000 house, and they bought it from an investor, and the investor's tax bill was like $13,000. So they were taking out an FHA loan, so they actually got paid $6,000 at closing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild.
It's brutal.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was insane. I was like, hey, don't spend that money because you're gonna have to pay that.
Yeah, that's not free money.
That's
Yeah.
not-
They're
yeah.
giving you the money to pay on their behalf. That's all it is. So
Exactly. Yeah.
it's coming out one way or another.
Absolutely. What do you guys think we're going to see over the next, let's say we're in March right now, so over the next 9 months, what do you think we're going to see in the local real estate market?
I think a lot of the same. I think we're going to get prices keep going up here. With the low inventory, that's what's keeping the market strong.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people want to sell, and then get rid of that 2.5-3% interest rate that they had.
Mhm.
But there's a huge amount of people that still need to buy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you probably know this. A lot of people really don't buy for the rates. They don't really care. They buy for different situations.
Right,
Some people might be nervous about getting into it, but most people that buy because they kind of have to. They want to. They have to upsize and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a strong market. I know you guys feel the same way.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that to your point, nobody's really moving right now unless they have some kind of external motivating factor.
Yeah.
I think that was the difference between this market and 2020 is that anyone could buy a house in 2020. Because with 2% interest rates, the mortgage on a $200,000 house is $1,200.
Buying $450,000, $500,000 houses with no means.
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
do it, but you could. So
Exactly. Yeah, it was so affordable that everyone was buying a house just to buy a house, right? And now, you really have to have that motivating factor, whether it's maybe a divorce situation or moving up because you've had kids or downsizing because, you need to, you're an empty nester and you have to downsize at this point, right? There's a few different, situations that I'll see come through fairly regularly,
still better than renting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's still better than renting. We can run all the comparisons on that too. I think personally that you'll probably see purchases tick up a little bit, I think, towards the end of the summer, potentially if interest rates move lower. The Fed's talking about having 2 rate cuts this year, still, but they were supposed to have a rate cut in March and they postponed that. So you don't really know when they're actually going to cut rates and how that's actually going to affect the market. So eventually they will, but that's, I think you'll see a kick up in volume at that point.
Yeah.
Also, one thing that nobody's really talking about is, with the inflation that we've seen, the cost of, goods and services going up as high as it has, plus with, the Fed's fund rate increasing as well. People have so much credit card debt right now.
Yeah, they do.
Everyone's taking out a home equity line.
Yep.
Everyone has massive amounts of debt compared to what they've had in the past, right? And obviously with higher interest rates on those credit cards, like you're amassing interest and a balance of that credit card faster than you have in the past as well, right? So I think that you'll see either debt consolidations through like refinances. Once you see rates go down to like the low 6s, high 5s, I think you'll start seeing a lot more debt consolidations. I think you'll also start seeing people using this like a transfer of ownership on a home or the transfer of a primary residence to also facilitate debt consolidation. So like let's say you have $30,000 in credit card debt and you still need to move up in home price a little bit because you have a family. Well, maybe you sell your home, pay off your credit card debt, put down a smaller down payment. Now your bills are still roughly the same, but you have a bigger house, I think you'll see a lot of that stuff happen like as interest rates move into the 5s.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I think so too, yeah.
Absolutely.
So outside of that, I think that, I know you're seeing a lot of people move from Illinois over to Indiana, right?
Yes, still, yeah.
Is there, what are some of the reasons people are moving over? Like, what are common questions that you're getting, common experiences?
I think the main reason people move over is just the taxes in Indiana, how much cheaper they are than Illinois, which they are. You can go right across the border and pay $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 in taxes on a house that's $300,000.
Yeah.
And then, cross the border and pay half of that or less.
Right.
So that's still the main reason, I think, for the strong push to Northwest Indiana.
Yeah.
We do see people coming back, though.
We do, yep.
Ooh, let's talk about that because I don't think everyone.
Not too many people believe that.
I think everyone assumes that people just move to Indiana from Illinois and nobody moves back. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we're actually in the middle of helping a few clients do that right now.
Nice.
Trying to get them out, but they're looking to move back to Illinois. I think the main reason is so many people moved into Northwest Indiana. The infrastructure isn't there. To the roads, just all the stuff that's convenient. It's not ready, and it's just too much people, and they get annoyed by that, and they kind of want to move back home, maybe by family or stuff like that. So, but we get that a lot.
Yeah, people that want more land is huge.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because like Indiana used to be the spot to get land, and now like you can't find
it's
land.
buying up. Yeah. And the price you got to pay for it too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I notice a lot of people too, depending on where they work, sometimes, like if they're policemen, stuff like that, they get incentives from their work or the county, what have you, for living in Illinois. So I've had that quite a few times. Another thing is too, and I'm by no means am I an immigration attorney, but from what I was told is that undocumented immigrants in Illinois can get driver's license much more easier.
Gotcha.
So in Indiana, they wouldn't be able to.
Yep.
So moving to Illinois makes a lot more sense for them.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Interesting.
Yeah, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did not know that either.
Yeah.
So incentives, you're talking about like for police officers to be living in Illinois, what kind of, is it like property tax incentives for them to have lower property taxes
I'm
or?
not entirely sure.
Sure.
I think it's something with their pay.
Yeah, they get a grant too.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
some of them will help with down payment assistance, relocation, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, because I know another thing too that I really like about Illinois that not a lot of people know about is if you're, a veteran and you have a disability rating of 80% or more, like you don't pay property taxes in Illinois. And so as opposed to in Indiana, there's a calculation that you use, but you're still paying some property taxes. And so everyone's like, oh, well, why would you want to live in Illinois? I was like, well, if you're not paying property taxes, like, who cares? Yeah, exactly. Let me go get a bougie house in Oak Brook and not pay.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can get your taxes waived, like disabled veteran, like then places like Homewood, Olympia Fields, Flossmoor, they make sense. You don't pay taxes. There's really nice houses, really nice houses.
Oh yeah,
like mansions.
Yep.
but $20,000 tax bill.
Dude, I
That
went
makes
to
sense.
Olympia Fields last year for the BMW Open,
Yeah.
and I was driving around, like I got lost inside like the little neighborhood that's right off the golf course or whatever. Beautiful homes in there.
Yeah.
It's wild. And I was
Very
like,
nice.
every single one of these homes has a $20,000 tax bill, I'm
It's
sure.
crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And the
it's
roads
only
are still kind of crappy,
They're $300,000, and you look at $20,000 in taxes. It's like, does that make any sense?
Right. Yeah. I was literally thinking about it, like, as I was driving through, I was like, I could get a country club membership. I was like, my brother's a veteran, so, like, we'll just keep sending him to the VA until we can finally get that 80% disability rating. I'll have him buy a house out here, and then we'll just live together. And then I'll pay for the house, but I just use his exemption for the taxes. It'd be great.
Yeah. So, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We'll figure it out. One of these days soon. Yeah. Well, Abby, what is a question that you get super often from clients that you guys work with?
How accurate is Zillow? This
Ooh.
estimate? That is the number one question I get all day, every day. And Nick just rolls his eyes, I'm sure.
I hate Zillow.
Yeah.
They do not know Illinois or Indiana at all. It is usually off by at least 10 grand.
How many times do we get clients? I don't want to say fighting with, but going back and forth is what we see on the MLS and what they see on Zillow, and what they see on Zillow has to be right because it's on Zillow, even though Zillow takes it from the MLS to put it on Zillow. So there's no way the MLS can be wrong because that's the actual agents and putting it in the county sites, actually putting it in, and everything else is just copied.
Yeah.
So they're inputting it wrong to Zillow, Realtor.com, all of them. So,
or they'll get the
public
estimated monthly payment.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you probably hate that. I hate that too. But
Also, it's like half the time, if only the first installment's out for the taxes, they don't factor in the full year, so they're giving you a monthly payment based on just the first installment.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I didn't know that. That's
I didn't know that either.
How wrong can that be?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it could be huge.
Well, and like that's actually a good thing that you brought that up because every time that I talk to a client, like one of the first questions I ask when we're going through like loan options for them, I'll ask them, have you been looking at homes online, right? And of course everyone has.
Mm-hmm.
Like, great, like what's the price range you've been looking at and what's the payment range you've been looking at too, right? So they'll give me, oh, like I was looking at 300,000 and Zillow says that my payment would be $1,200 a month, right? And I'm like, no.
Maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll show them, and like obviously, the average consumer, like they're just going off of what they see online. Obviously, it's not their fault. But with like some of these online calculators, like they're just assuming you're putting down 20%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're assuming like in Indiana, I feel like the taxes are typically pretty accurate. In Illinois, it's a toss-up, But in Indiana, they're usually pulling that from what the agent puts on the MLS. The agent's going to look up the tax bill. It's super easy to do that in Indiana. But it'll show home insurance, $20 a month. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Home insurance is not $20 a month.
Where are you getting that?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's not going to cover, a shingle on your roof. Like
And they always have the best credit whenever you look on Zillow.
exactly.
Best credit.
800 credit score.
Yeah.
Best rate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Best
They're like,
rate that's not even available right now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We just had a buyer now that wanted in a certain school district, and there is a certain part of Chicago Heights that goes into Homewood Flossmoor.
Sure.
And she's like, this house is in the district. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. You have to call the district to make sure.
Yeah.
But some agents don't tell their buyers to do that, and she would have moved.
You saved her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So avoid Zillow.
Yeah.
Don't
no,
go
absolutely.
off Zillow, Realtor.com. Truly, don't go off the information. They're good for looking at the pictures
Make sure they look
to
pretty.
see you got your own, public, I guess, MLS you can call it maybe in a way, but go off the pictures, say, hey, I like this house. Ask the realtors the questions.
Yep.
Let us tell you what it really is and, what school district you're in because that could have been bad. She bought a house and
Yes. And don't trust the photos at all.
No, exactly.
I think
Never
everybody
trust
learns
the
that
photo.
pretty quick.
I mean,
It's like the first
I was about
thing
to say,
people
like it is
say.
like online dating.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Getting catfished out there. Speaking of online dating, I got stood up like last year. That was awful. I was telling Harris about this 2 days ago.
2 weeks ago. Gotta love him.
Yeah, no, I think mine was Tinder. Yeah,
There
I
you
never got on Hinge, but yeah, no, Tinder was the worst. Yeah, I only showed up to one date hungover though, so A plus for me on that.
Do not do the online.
No,
No.
you don't do online dating.
No.
Did you you had a date lined up for today, right?
Yeah. You
Nice.
meet them in person, you know?
How'd you meet this person?
You just talk to them. You just go up to people and you go, hey, you're cute. Hey.
Oh God, that's
Yeah.
awful. This is 2024.
Or like 2004.
Yeah.
Exactly. My friends do the swiping, and I'm like, oh, hey, I know that realtor. Oh, that's a loan officer.
Nice. There you go. I'm looking up some like real estate articles too because I want to like look into some stuff. I want to get you guys' opinion on real estate. But yeah, so you met this person like in person,
Yeah.
coffee shop, bar, where were you
Bar.
at? Bar.
Yeah.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
What
We
was
were
he?
talking about the UFC fight.
What was he drinking?
He had a vodka and lemonade, I want to say, and I had Captain and Diet with extra lime, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that drink is classy.
Yeah.
Vodka and lemonade.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
It was
I
a
don't
red
know.
flag.
I don't know
Yeah,
about
it's
that.
a
That's a
red
red
flag.
flag. Yeah. You guys are talking about the fight?
Yeah.
UFC fight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Huge UFC fan.
That's cool. And he was also a huge UFC fan drinking his vodka lemonade?
No, but he was mad because I was like, hey, can you change the channel on the TV so I can watch, the fight news? And they're like, he was watching some sports game. I don't even know those sports. And I'm
No
like,
UFC,
no.
but no sports, huh?
Yeah.
That
That's
is
good.
interesting. Yeah. Okay. What does he do for a living?
So this one was actually a fireman. So
I always know that like the cops versus firemen is a thing.
yeah.
And he's not doing the firemen any favors right now.
Plus, when you do the online dating, especially when you meet so many people, I always have the fear I'm going to run into a client on the app.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
probably don't want them.
Did that ever happen with you guys?
Oh, I've definitely seen clients on apps.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing to think about. My
Yeah.
prompts on those are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not bad, but they're just stupid.
So I don't want to jump on a next truck and then see them on a showing and be like, oh, hey, how did you like my bio?
And I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
Did you? I was like, so I did see one client. It was funny because this was right before I started like talking to the girl I'm dating now. I got referred this client, and she had a really like interesting name. Like it's a very unique name, right? And so I knew there's like probably not many of people with this exact name with the exact spelling out here in Northwest Indiana, right?
Yeah.
So I'm on Facebook dating, and I see like this person, like the same name, right? And I was like, okay, she's kind of cute though, so I'll swipe right? And then I was like, I wonder if it's the same person though that I was just talking to on the phone
Right.
like 30 minutes ago, and they just submitted her loan application, and she uploaded a copy of her driver's license.
It was the same.
I looked in there and I was like, it is the same person. I was like, that's wild. So
Hey, you can, find somebody a house, get them pre-approved, and then you guys get married, and then bam.
exactly, we're like, hey, you're cute though, but you're still buying a house though. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You're still gonna buy. We still have business to attend to.
There was that one realtor lady on TikTok. I forgot her name, but I remember watching a video where she was like, I got so many buyers and sellers from going on
Yeah.
like hinge dates.
Yeah.
I think I sent you that video, did I?
I don't know, I watched it a long time ago.
Yeah.
She's that really big one, the blonde lady
Yeah.
with a southern accent.
In Illinois?
No, she's
No.
like out of, where's she at? Something weird, like Tennessee or Nebraska or
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not in our neighborhood.
No.
I think I saw some guy that was talking about like Hinge or Tinder or whatever, where he set his like preferences to 35 to 55, and he
Changed
was
mine to 60 to 80 and get those people that are, selling the house,
exactly.
moving to the retirement home.
I'll take the referral, thank you.
He was he was just talking to them, and he's like, I'm gonna buy like investment properties and just transferring him investment properties from their ex-husbands and stuff. I've also heard that like a really good way to find people is to go on Facebook Marketplace and look for like used wedding dresses for sale,
There you go.
and you can filter by the exact like specifications that you want.
You guys really get into this.
I got City Boy TikTok is in my For You page for sure. I'm really trying to find some like good real estate articles right now. I promise. Just not finding anything that I like.
Always something going on out there in real estate.
Yeah, exactly. Look at this. Chicago Cubs. Ryan Dempster is selling Lakeview House.
Really?
Let's look at that.
He didn't call you Nick.
Didn't call me. No.
Ex-pitcher.
Gotta get in with the Cubs.
Yeah.
You know
There
Ryan
you go.
Dempster?
Go sports.
Yeah.
You're a Cubs fan,
I'm a
right?
Cubs fan. Huge Cubs fan. Yeah.
So he's selling his place. Let's see what.
I did meet the builder who built Jason Hayward's house.
Oh, nice.
I met him actually a few times. It's actually Bloomfield Development, Jim Bloomfield. I met him. I actually toured some of his houses that he built, I think 2 years ago. Really cool guy. His clients are really good. He does good business. So yeah, we were able to tour some of his $2-3 million homes that he built. So I'm not sure if Jason Hayward has sold yet. I imagine that he would have.
Yeah, that's a good question. Why don't we do this? Why don't we like critique some homes?
There you go.
I love it. Let's do homes for sale. Where do we want to look?
Like Indiana, Illinois,
Yeah, let's look in.
I feel like Chicago would be cool.
Chicago.
You know, I really like the Bronzeville neighborhood. They have some really cool houses there. These houses are, like, architecturally, they're awesome.
I always look at Floss one
Mhm.
every day.
Riverdale too. Riverdale has some cool houses.
All right, let's check this one out. We've got a. I don't know if we can like all see this. I should honestly throw this up on the screen like if I had an HDMI converter, but I don't. We've got 3649 South Giles Ave. Let's look at this. It looks like a nice like what do they call it, like the shotgun style? Is that what they call that?
I think so.
So that goes further back than.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's got. Looks
So
like
it looks
a-
very narrow in the front, but all the house just keeps going towards the back.
Looks like it's got like a lot attached to it too. Like a second lot almost.
Side there, yeah, it could be.
Like a half lot or something. I don't know. But yeah, nice little
Nice
foyer.
house. How much is that one?
That was
500?
listed 584.
584, almost 6.
Yeah, 4 bed, 3.5 bath, 1,900 square feet. That's crazy. I mean, like, obviously, it's expensive in Bronzeville, but like,
Yeah, well, there's a lot of new construction going on in Bronzeville right now.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool neighborhood. A lot of history there.
yeah, let's talk about that.
I mean, I don't know a lot of history. I mean, I'm not a historian over here. I just know it's, you know, in the past it was a big area for African Americans, a lot of culture, a lot of history.
Yeah.
Like a lot of areas in Chicago, kind of went on the downward slope after a while, and now it's kind of reviving, and a lot of new
Did hear
construction there.
Yeah, I did hear that. Yep.
So I like it because those old houses, so cool.
Oh yeah.
They look like castles.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Do you like old houses?
I do. But
Like for you, or just the history of them? Nostalgia.
if I
and
had
all
my
that?
way,
Yeah.
I would build a new house and make it look
So you do an older,
I
modern.
like the stone
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
castle look. I like the, what do they call those? Like the turrets. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. No.
I know.
You know
what
what I'm talking about. On the corner of the
Yeah.
house, it's like
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
So
I like.
I don't like the plumbing from
Yeah.
you know,
Or the electric
1950s and
plaster.
yeah, plaster. Yeah.
I like modern houses. I'm more of a modern guy, but I do love viewing and touring older homes and just the history of those houses. You know, some of these houses,
Yeah.
100-something years old, they're just humongous. But
Oh yeah.
they're only selling for whatever they're selling for now. But you know, back in the day, you know, someone who was important.
Yeah.
He built this house,
sure.
lived in this house, you know, and
Yeah.
all the secret little doors that they have, the
Mhm.
secret hideaways. Yep. Each
Yeah.
room is its own room.
Yeah.
Now it's nice. It's just open, you know, everybody.
Yeah,
can-
that's the thing about the old
Lighting.
houses is they really sectioned off. Well, the down like the negative of them is they really sectioned off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many rooms, like tiny rooms.
Right.
Small kitchens.
Yeah, small kitchens. It
Yeah.
just doesn't work anymore.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's the biggest problem I have with old houses is the like they section off everything in small kitchens as opposed to a new house.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a larger kitchen, oversized rooms, and things of that nature. And everything's gonna be more open. But I just love architecturally the outside,
The
Of-
exterior is what I like. Yeah.
the exterior of an old home, and like, dude, an old study, like with a rug and like a mahogany desk
Floor, yeah.
and built into the
Yeah.
wall bookshelves
Yeah.
and a glass of scotch with your journal and a cigar.
And that will cost
Bro.
you $100,000 to build today.
Bro, that is what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Also, I love Frank Lloyd Wright homes.
Oh, yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are amazing.
Yeah.
I sold one in Park Forest.
Oh, really?
Yep.
How much did they go for?
$36,000.
Wow.
It was
No.
totally needed a whole bunch of work.
Okay.
And it did not qualify to be a historic landmark, unfortunately.
That's rough.
It was beautiful. The windows, everything. It was awesome.
Nice. There you go. What was the address on that one? I'm going to pull it up here real quick.
Can't remember on the top of my head.
That's fine. There's, I don't know if you guys knew this, but there's like a historic part of Crown Point, like literally right down the street here.
Yeah.
So there's all historic homes down Court Street. And I was actually talking to a buddy of mine about that. I was like, hey, like, how much does it cost to like buy one of those homes and like live in there? And he's like, dude, it's like, not that it's a money pit, but he's like, it's expensive as hell to actually live in and maintain a historic home. I'm like, I guess. Yeah.
It's always something that's going on.
Have you guys had clients that have bought historic homes?
I almost did.
Yeah.
When I was still doing agent work, I think this was in the beginning of 23. I toured I don't know if you know that home in LaPorte that is modeled after Thomas Jefferson's Monticello estate.
No, what's
not
the
really cool.
what's the address on that one?
But it's such a cool,
Is that probably the coolest one you ever did? You think?
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
I think I have it here. 1641 Boyd Boulevard.
that's it.
Perfect.
I think it looks like whoever bought it is turning into an Airbnb, which makes sense.
That
Oh, wow.
does make sense. It was listed for what, 900
$900.
grand?
Yeah, something like that.
I feel like how
I
many?
think when I toured it, it was like 1.1 or 1.2. So whoever got it,
Sure.
bid low on it, but
What's
was
what's the acreage on that?
it's big. I don't remember
Oh,
exactly how
9
much.
9
Yeah,
acres.
It's 9 acres. It's got a conservatory. Like, you go in and like look at the stars through the telescope,
Nice.
and a whole
awesome.
tree house in the back.
People got to check this house out. Did we say that address again for them?
Yeah, 1641 Boyd Boulevard.
Yeah.
BOYD.
I just googled Thomas Jefferson House, LaPorte, Indiana,
Yeah.
and then it came right up.
So, and you were talking about those like studies. They had one of those
Yeah.
with a 2-level library, so you can walk up a ladder and go to the second level of the library.
Dude,
Wow.
Yeah.
that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find more pictures of this thing. 1641.
Yeah, that's probably the coolest house I've done.
It's
Nice.
nice. People got to check that out.
Yeah, absolutely. So you say you almost had a client that bought that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you put an offer in or just didn't
No, I was waiting too long.
wait too long?
It was cash.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's one of those clients, and just
Cash guy could have won it.
I don't want it. But he waited too long. Somebody snagged it.
These guys went $200,000 lower than when you viewed it.
That's what we were going to offer. So
Really?
got cash, yeah.
Oh, man, that hurts.
Dang.
It is what
That
it is.
hurts.
That is
That's a
rough.
cool house.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the pictures right now. So, but yeah, have you guys? I mean, I'm sure we've all had clients that. Oh, there's a study you're talking about.
Yeah, really cool.
Everyone's had clients that have like held or drug their feet on an offer and like lost out on a house,
Mhm.
right?
Oh yeah.
What's like let's say a client's looking at a home and they they really like it and they're running the numbers and everything makes sense and obviously they want some time to think about it to make sure that they're not jumping into a decision that they're going to be in for 5 to 7 years at least. But what is a good time frame for somebody once they know that like this is the right place? Like sleep on it, put the offer the next day, write it the same night. Like what do you guys suggest?
It just depends on the property and the market. How much time do you have? If it's a hot property, I'm sure Nick and Abby knows. If it's a hot property in a good neighborhood priced correctly, you better jump.
Yeah. Like today.
Yeah. If it's
Not
a
tonight.
distressed property that's been on the market for 60 days, 80 days,
Yeah. You can.
and no one's
Yeah.
even remotely interested in it, yeah, you can wait. We can wait a day, wait a couple days.
We get that question a lot, and I always tell them basically exactly what you said. It depends on the house. You know what I mean? They could really like this house, but if they've been in the market for 40 days, hey, you got a little time to think about this.
Right.
I don't think we're gonna lose it. We'll call the other agent, see what's going on with it, see if they have any other offers. But one that's newly listed, and we're in there and you see a bunch of realtor cards sitting on the table showing that the realtors have been there, you know you don't have much time.
Yep.
And us calling that agent, yeah, they might give us a little info, but they also might have 5 other offers they're looking to work with, so they don't really care about us whether we put one in or not. They're not going to keep us up to date. They're not going to keep us updated, so we got to beat them to it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Have you guys had any issues with agents? Oh, that's me.
Come on.
Was it Nick this time?
It
Live
really,
podcast,
yeah. Damn. I was doing so good, and it's because
Hope
it's
that-
connected
hope
to
that-
It's because it's connected to the laptop. That's what.
I hope that client isn't listening, just so you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or the phone call.
Yeah, I'll call you right back. Yeah. Have you guys? This has been an issue for me. Not like, semi-consistently, right? Like it's not. I don't think it's tied to any like specific year of production or anything like that. Maybe it happened a little bit more in 2020 through 2022 than it has now, but it's happened recently too. I have a client that's putting an offer in, or like wants to put an offer in on a property, and like this client in question used to be a realtor, so like she knows a lot about the process.
Yeah.
So literally, her agents reached out to the listing agent. I've reached out to the listing agent to kind of be like, hey, like you guys said that you accepted an offer, but it's still showing that it's active. That like nothing, we haven't changed the status of the listing to pending or anything like that. It's been 2 weeks now, so we're trying to like see, okay, is there actually an offer on this one, or can we make another offer on it, right?
Yeah.
And it's still been about a week trying to get a hold of this guy every single day. Never has returned a phone call, a text message, nothing.
Yeah.
Do you guys see that often?
I would just go to the managing broker.
Yeah.
If I'm fighting for my client, yeah, I'm going above.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Or I'm blowing up that phone every day.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Because like that's ridiculous too. Like if you're the listing agent and you're not answering your phone for anything, like how awful is that?
It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens.
Yeah.
Or if they're on a team, call the team lead.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just
Or just copy everybody on an email, the entire team, all the admin stuff. Yes.
oh yeah.
Not like I'm talking from experience.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They're going to see our offer.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Or I make them sign off on page 13, or for the Illinois one, saying that hey, you did present my offer, and the seller rejected it, just
Nice.
for extra reassurance.
I think we had one not too long ago.
Yep.
Our clients really wanted this house out in Shorewood.
Yep.
And we bid right away over ask price to get it. They really wanted it. We even increased an additional $5,000 that we were already over to $10,000 over. Agent told us he'd get back to us that night. This is a Thursday, right?
Yep.
Thursday. That night, nothing from the agent. I reached out to him, nothing. Text me, or I call him and text him that night. He doesn't call me. Text me back the next morning. Says, hey, we got other offers in. Imagine that.
Yeah.
We're going to decide by tonight. Okay, that's fine. Let us know. I'll talk to my client. That's when we went up the additional 5.
Sure.
Up to the 10. Hey, we really want it. They're very, very well approved. They're ready to go right now. Friday night comes. I'm getting nothing, calling, texting, no answer from the agent. Saturday morning comes. I get a text. Hey, sorry, I haven't got in touch with my client yet. We'll have something by tonight. Long story short, he does this all the way until Sunday night at 6. All I get is an email back saying, we took another offer. That's
Jeez.
it. It's one thing that you understand, you get, the seller's got to, take all the offers that they could possibly get. But you
Right.
can't keep pushing it day at a time. Give us
Right.
a time frame. Hey, we got a lot of, it's the weekend, it's Thursday, weekend's coming up. We're going to give everybody till Sunday, 6 o'clock.
Right.
That way, that's, otherwise you're just going off what they're saying, and what they're saying isn't true. So.
Right. Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think that too, if you're gonna do that anyways, then just be forthright and say, hey, we're not gonna accept anything until Monday morning.
Yeah.
Or Monday at noon.
Yep.
Get all the offers in over the weekend. We'll review everything.
Yep.
Monday, have an answer by end of day Monday or whatever. Like that's what a lot of agents do out here.
That's what they normally do everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even, yeah.
And that's what, like, when I sold my place, that's what myself and my agent did.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't know Nick then.
Oh, man. That's strike 2 for
So,
72 hour.
so also, so the first agent that ever, like, started working with me was, like, one of my best friends now is Jeremy Barzicki. So that's who I do work with, like, a lot, on my personal deals at least. So when I saw my condo, it was in 2022. So we listed it like strategically on a Thursday, blocked all, like no one could see the house until Saturday. So we had showings all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and I just like left the house and was at like a friend's place or whatever. All offers were due by Monday at 5 for me to review Tuesday.
Yep.
And then we had like 8 offers on the place, and I was just like,
That way everybody knows.
exactly. He walked in to my office and he was like, I got 8 offers for you. They were all in different folders. He had an Excel spreadsheet with all the different pros and cons and everything, and I was like, all right, this is what we're gonna take. So
Yeah, we do that with pretty much all our listings. We try to list on a Thursday.
Yeah.
We never show it on a Thursday.
Yep.
That's just for it to hit the market, go out to the Zillow and realtor.com, all the agents that have their clients set up on searches, get it out there so they can all see it. Friday we'll start showings because typically, Friday, hey, even if people work, all right, we're going to come that night because we got the next day off Saturday. And then you got Saturday and Sunday. Usually by Sunday evening, Monday morning, we're discussing offers and what we want to do.
Nice. So let's talk about that too for a minute. I know that there's some properties that sit on the market for a lot longer than others, right? And a lot of that has to do with, sometimes the condition of the property too. But I also feel like it's about pricing and how the agents handle that stuff, right?
Absolutely.
So for you guys, it sounds like, when you're, obviously not every single property that you list goes under contract that next week.
Yep.
But, what are some, let's talk about like your guys' systems and strategies for that, if you're willing to share that on a podcast. I don't know if it's like trade secrets or whatnot.
No, absolutely. We get no problem. We tell all our clients and everybody that we work with, that way they know how we work and why we do what we do, because I think that's important. I tell people all the time, if a house is on the market for a while, most likely it's just because it's overpriced.
Right.
If it looks nice in the pictures, it's because it's overpriced.
Right.
If they use professional photos.
Well, yeah, a lot of agents don't use professional photos. We do, by the way, just so everybody knows, we pay for that. We do professional drone photos and videos. That we pay for, not our clients. We don't send them a bill at the end. I've heard some agents actually do that.
Oh, wow.
Bill them at closing.
Jeez.
Say, if you want professional photos, I actually want a listing that way. Because someone went in there with their phone to take photos. I wanted professional photos. And she said, okay, it's going to be $120.
What? So
That's not a lot of money.
yeah, I was like, this agent lost a listing over $120.
Yep, and I ended up selling that 2 weeks later for $430-something thousand.
There you go.
So the commission you made on that, because you didn't want to spend $120.
Yeah, exactly.
Fired his agent, called me up, went there 2 weeks later. Or 2 weeks later, we sold the house.
There you go.
So, but yeah, most of the time when properties are sitting in the market, it's just because they're overpriced. That's it. And pricing has been so difficult now, because not so difficult for every place, but just different areas are difficult because of how much it's increased over the last few years, and then kind of came down maybe just a slight little bit.
Right.
And now kind of going back up, trending up. So it's a little difficult like that, but that's the main reason. And we tell our sellers, what's that?
Oh, I was also going to say too, depending on if they allow showings, that's another big thing why the house will be sitting.
That's true. Depends
Oh,
on the
yeah.
sellers,
Yeah.
yeah. You'd be surprised how many sellers only allow showings for 2 hours during the week.
Yep.
4 to 6, or only weekend showings only.
Yeah.
They do that. We try to get them not to do that because we want to get everybody in house that we possibly can. But
Right. How does that conversation look like? What are some suggestions if somebody's selling their place? Maybe they have a family with 2 kids or whatnot, and they're trying to, have their home available during the week, but the house might be messy because of the kids and whatnot.
Yeah. So
Just try to explain to them, like, hey, they're going to look past, like, the dirty dishes in the sink. It doesn't have to be as pristine.
Sure.
You would like it to be, but
Right.
people understand you have a life. Go to the park with the kids for an hour.
Mhm.
Maybe go visit grandma. Maybe go to Target, get some Starbucks.
Yeah.
Have a nice pick me up.
it's worth it for that few days of stress to get everybody in there and then get the offer, because then you're done with the process. Not done with the process, but you just started.
Right.
You're getting to the next step, which is not. Once you're done with the showings, that's a lot of the headache.
Stress.
The last headache
Yeah.
is moving out.
Right. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's always the beginning and the end, but. And we'll tell people too, hey, you don't want to just totally knock off a day where you can't do it.
Right.
What I mean? But if you want a 24-hour notice, or I don't really like to say 24, a next day notice, because
Yeah,
some
12
people
hours.
could do a noon at 6 o'clock the day before. You know what I
Right.
mean? If you want a next day's notice, we can make that happen. You know what I
Right.
mean? Through our scheduling system in the MLS, we can just block off each day that comes, and you have to schedule the next day.
Sure.
So I think that's the best way to kind of go on that. And people want to make their house look nice. They want
Right.
time to clean it up.
Yeah.
So,
No, absolutely.
a lot of times, especially during what you were talking about during the COVID years, we were having people just leave the house for the weekend.
Yeah.
on a mini vacation, which they like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
Go to Michigan for the weekend. Go to go to Lake House for the weekend. Go to Grandma and Grandpa's, whatever it may be. But
I was hoping to find Airbnbs during COVID.
Nice.
And Lysol wipes.
yeah,
If you had a bidet, you were like golden
Oh yeah.
in your house.
Oh yeah.
big thing.
What about like pets, right? So like let's say, someone has cats or dogs or whatnot. What are some suggestions? Like if there's, is there like places that'll watch them overnight that you guys work with or,
No, we haven't done that at all.
They usually take them
Take them
with.
yeah.
Usually take them with, and then if they have that next day notice, they'll have time to figure something out, whether it has to go to the neighbor's house or one of their kids' house or something like that.
Okay.
Try to tuck all the moles away. And
Usually cats stay.
Yeah.
we'll put very friendly cat.
Yeah.
Unless the cat's real mean, then we'll say take the cat with.
Yeah.
I've been attacked
Exactly.
by a cat one time. So.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
We had a
no.
cat in the house, and we went, and I didn't know, and we went in the garage, and I opened the garage for them to walk through, and this cat just runs right into the garage. So now I got to get this person's cat back in their house.
Yeah.
Because it's in the garage, and it won't let you pick him up.
Mm.
So I chased him around the garage, picked him up, and he's got front claws.
Mhm.
He didn't get me, but he's trying
Yeah.
like hissing and everything and trying to scratch me, and I just got him right back in the house, shut the garage, and we walked out.
Nice.
But,
Makes a dog person.
Yeah.
big cat guy.
Have you guys ever had somebody try to write an offer with the pet included?
Yes. 2020.
That's so
Really?
funny.
Yep.
Wow.
I've seen that once before. Yep, it was a cat too.
Yep.
It was an orange cat, which apparently are the orange cat's supposed to
Was
be
it like
rare
a
or something like
Yeah,
farm
that.
they're
prop?
harder.
Was it
Yeah.
a farm property?
No.
No.
Oh, I can see a farm property maybe.
No. But that, yeah, they're gonna get rid of their childhood family pet
Yeah.
for a full price offer.
Well, what some people will do.
Yeah.
Ask for.
No, that's insane. I think I've heard about that, but I've never seen one. And yeah, orange cats are definitely rare too. So
We have,
Fines for like no.
our farm in Michigan. I'm originally from Michigan. We do a lot of equestrian property. We have a bunch of orange cats on the farm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they're good. They take care of the mice. That's why I was, did some land or some acreage around a farm or something. It's good to have the cats around.
Yeah.
Because they take care of the mice. But
oh yeah.
a family cat, no. Never heard of that one.
Have you guys ever gone through like Pinterest with your clients after closing and being like, hey, this is what you can do to your backyard or whatever?
So we actually give a closing gift with paint samples and different ideas and stuff like that. So yeah, we kind of
Nice.
are big Pinterest people.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nick loves Pinterest.
Oh,
Yeah. I love Pinterest too. It's great.
Oh, it's got a lot of good ideas.
Oh yeah. I'll just look up
And it make it seem so easy.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, buy this collection for $2,000.
Then you click it, and it's like, that wasn't what that was.
Yeah.
That's not what that said.
When I bought my first place, it was a condo in Cherville, and it was in 2020, right before rates dropped. So I got under contract in February, closed out in April. So it was like perfect timing on that side. Didn't have to overpay. I got seller credits. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I tried to write in the offer. I was like, I want that coffee table. That's that's
okay.
already in there from
Yeah.
the previous sellers, and they're like, yeah, you can't have this coffee table, but we'll show you. Here's the link if you want to buy it yourself, right? And it was a Restoration Hardware coffee table, and I didn't even know what that was at the time.
Yeah.
And it was like a $5,000 coffee table, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just take this one that my parents left me
Yeah.
with all the stains and
Yeah.
all the all the dings on it. I'll just take this one.
That's why I didn't want to leave it.
Yeah.
What's that new thing going around now where it's like an Amazon thing where you can go through someone's house and you can click certain things that you like in the house and it gives you the price for it. Have you guys seen that at all?
Then you take a picture and
Oh yeah, you can
Yeah.
take pictures of things on
I don't know if
Amazon.
that's an Amazon thing. I just made that up, but it's something.
It's like a Google Lens thing, I think.
Yeah.
Amazon
Yeah.
might have it though too. I feel like Amazon would have that.
You can basically walk through these. I haven't messed with it, so I could be a little off in how I'm describing it, but you kind of just can walk basically to someone's house virtually.
Yeah.
And just click like a mirror on the wall, like a table or a couch, just bring
Yeah.
up that certain thing and the price, and
It's
you
wild.
can buy it.
It's wild what
I think
you
it's
have
cool.
these days. Yeah.
It's scary, but it's cool.
I just got some Alexas, and so now I'm afraid that I'm
You
gonna.
just got some
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got one for upstairs and one for the kitchen.
When they start going off randomly like mine have. That's
Yeah. I'm the least they could do is if you're gonna spy on me, at least you could sync up and I could play my music throughout the whole house, right?
Yeah.
But I know that that's a capability. I just haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So Harris and I talked about the coolest properties that we've dealt with. What about you? You got any stories on some cool properties or
I'd say
any property that sticks out?
the most unique property that I've done in recent memory was a barn dominium that closed out actually in February, so last month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So
recently.
yeah, the thing with barn dominiums, like, you know, they're not necessarily difficult to do,
Mhm.
but it falls under that unique property specification from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So you have to have other properties like that have sold in a reasonable distance from the subject property you're lending on.
That's a good question because I don't know how to answer those too much, and I get those questions all the time.
Yeah.
People want to do this because it's such a popular thing now.
Oh, yeah.
Minimums, but they're not like just simply doing a house deal.
Yeah.
Correct.
No, exactly. I mean, the rate, the underwriting, literally everything was the exact same as buying a regular house.
Mhm.
It's just the appraisal, making sure that you have something that's sold like that.
Yep.
So, with this one, it was in Lake Village, and there was like 8 other barn dominiums that have sold in that area,
Oh, wow.
like over the last 2 years. So we were just able to use
So you're good.
one of the most recent ones as a comp, and then we had other comps that were adjusted to match the barn dominium. So yeah, that was pretty easy. There's also like those like the geodome homes. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Hobbit houses kind of things, And then you also
Those are
have
cool.
the I forgot what they're called, but it's like the octagon shaped home.
Yeah.
Like those are both unique properties as well. So again, like you could easily finance those. You just have to have other ones that have sold like it within the last year or two.
Which could be hard.
That's easier
Yeah.
said than done,
Yeah.
for sure. So
Abby, you?
Really
Some of your real estate stories? You've been in it longer than all of us, so.
Yours aren't cool. They're terrifying.
Yeah. I got mostly scary ones.
What's the coolest one you ever had?
I would have to say the coolest one was that house in Beecher.
In Beecher?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The modern one.
What road is that off of again?
Yates
Yates.
in Beecher. It is completely modern,
You guys would know it if you drive past it.
and it is in the middle of nowhere, and it looks like it should be in downtown Chicago, like in magazines. The guy designed everything. It had a vineyard in it,
wow.
had a Sub-Zero fridge custom made to fit the house.
Damn.
It had a shared workspace that the wall came down, it was husband and wife, they had a wall that could divide them. It was soundproof that you couldn't hear, had related living in the bottom. I knew
Jeez.
everything about this house. Backup generators.
And it wasn't a cookie cutter house. It's kind of
No.
like one of those boxy kind of.
Yeah.
Basically, do you remember the address? I can have John. pull
Yeah.
it up.
Did you guys list it or?
Yeah.
This was before she was with me
Oh,
and
okay.
another team. But yeah, her previous team listed it.
I'd have to remember the address.
And you went on a listing appointment, correct?
And I got to go for the drone. When they were doing the drones and stuff like that, it was 11 acres fully fenced in. I have to remember the address.
I'm just gonna Google like.
I'm from Beecher, Illinois, so I know this house just by driving past it. Everybody knows this specific house.
Yeah. So when I worked the front desk, it was listed by a different agent. And then when I got my license, I said, this is the house I want to list. So I prospected this guy every single day.
Mhm.
And finally got the listing.
Yeah, let's definitely find that because I'm trying to like Google and it's not pulling up. While she's looking at that, what are your guys' favorite wineries in the area?
In the area?
No idea.
Yeah. What?
I do. I don't know. What wineries in the area?
Well, you got Running Vines in
Where's that
Chesterton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like my favorite spot. It's my go-to.
Typically, I'll go to like Michigan. We'll go to City wineries are very nice.
Yeah.
I don't really go to many wineries out here though.
Okay. Yeah. There's like that one. There's I forgot the name of it, but it's in like it's still I think considered Chesterton. It's right off of 6 by the hospital in 49.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, there's a few wineries in the area. I do enjoy me a good, a nice glass of Pinot Grigio.
I'm a red wine guy.
28525 South Yates Avenue, Beecher.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
You gotta check that one out.
Oh yeah. No, this is solid.
People gotta check that out. That's
It is probably
that's
the
a unique
coolest.
home.
12 acres. What'd you sell it for?
This one I believe went for $615.
That's it?
Uh huh.
I was gonna say they're saying that
12
Was it?
acres?
Redfin.
Fully fenced in.
They didn't use me, Harris. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we would've got 1.2.
At 800,000, easy, cash deal.
Realtor.com is saying it's worth about 800 right now, which obviously, yeah,
Different markets.
different markets, yeah,
Yeah.
We also don't go off Realtor.com.
exactly. I was gonna
That's
say,
touched on
yeah,
earlier.
exactly. No, this is awesome. So the address again is 28525 South Yates Ave in Beecher.
That is probably the coolest house I've been to. Everything that he designed in that house was so perfect. I could not find a single thing wrong with it.
Why was he selling
We
it?
tried.
He moved to Florida, and he was going to build the exact house in Florida.
The exact same house. Nice,
Someone
This
from
is
like ABC7 bought it, right?
Fox News.
Fox News?
Producer.
nice.
Cool.
They seen it on Zillow. They were living in Chicago, and the house just grabbed their attention.
Did you guys double on it?
No. we
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
My parents ended up buying. I think his name was Rich King. He used to be like a sportscaster for
Sounds
WGCN or something like
I
that.
don't know. I can't do this or see the face, but it sounds familiar.
He had a home that he had just built in Chesterton, and then him and his wife got divorced, and then he moved to Arizona, and she moved somewhere else in the area. And then my parents ended up getting that place for a song. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Gabby's also. Did you see R. Kelly's house?
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I thought that was going to be your coolest one.
No, that Yates, hands down, my coolest one.
You say you sold R. Kelly's house?
I was at the listing office when they did it. I personally did not.
It was one of the REOs, right?
Yeah.
one of the
REOs.
foreclosures.
Yep.
So
What
did you
was
go
that?
inside?
Yeah. In
What was-
Olympia Fields.
What was the address on that one?
Oh, I don't remember.
Did they just list it not too long ago again?
Yeah.
They did. I think I did
Yeah.
see that. Yeah.
Which-
I'm gonna Google it.
Had a grotto in it. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
What business we're in?
Yeah. It's honestly, it really is. Here we go. It's listed for $3.5 million.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I've
saw
seen.
that. They had some crazy amount on it. That it was
I've seen
never-
these pictures. Yeah.
never go
And it
for
was the guy that owned McDonald's lived there. Something like that. Before R. Kelly.
Oh, I was like after. I was like before or after.
Before, yeah.
That's awesome. I think MJ's house is still for sale, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We've been trying to get that listing. Shout out MJ if you want to give us a call at 630-284-9624 or check out our Facebook page, Realtor Nick Oosting.
Yeah.
Does he listen to this?
I think he does.
Does
You know,
he?
I think he
Yeah.
One
does.
of your,
Yeah.
one of your guys?
He's one of the boys.
You can plug this with MJ. Abby will forgive all your sins. To us.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe not.
Maybe just one.
Yeah.
You had two strikes.
I'll get
I
at
think,
least
so.
we'll just knock it down. It'll be at least 23 hours off of the
Yeah.
72. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Now, if you give me John Mayer, all is forgiven.
Oh hell yeah.
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 John Mayer or Michael Jordan?
Have you seen John Mayer?
He's got a nice watch collection.
Oh, yeah. Totally looking at his watch. Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is this R. Kelly's house? You're still
This is
looking at?
yeah, we're still looking at R. Kelly's house. Look at the red velvet carpets, dude.
I saw him at the.
He's probably
County
changed
State's
everything
attorney.
from
Did
when you
you?
guys
Yeah.
listed it.
Did he sing to you?
No, he was at hearings.
Yeah,
Oh.
he was
Yeah.
going through a rough time.
He's going through a rough time.
He wasn't singing.
Wasn't a highlight in R. Kelly's career.
Oh, and you had the Jesse guy, right? You were
Jesse
there?
Smollier?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't see him, but I was clerking for the Cook County State's Attorney's Office during the whole Kim Fox, Jay Smollett
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
incident.
Yeah.
They disbanded the narcotics division in Cook County, but obviously narcotics are huge.
Yeah.
So it was what used to be an entire division was me and 3 other people. Terrible.
It wasn't that like in the beginning of your career or no?
That was the first thing. The summer after my first year of law school, that's where I clerked, and that made me realize I did not want to do anything with government.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Yep.
But I have to head out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
So, thank you for
Of
having me on.
course. Absolutely.
If
Yeah, we
anybody
can.
needs anything, you can reach me at 219-671-6347. Harris at KouklakisLaw.com. I will not spell that.
Licensed Illinois and Indiana, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Good
Bye.
deal.
All right.
Appreciate you coming on here.
Yep.
Good deal. Yeah, I was looking at these pictures here of the R. Kelly home, and there is, it looks like there's a dining room. So that would make sense that it was the former
Yeah.
CEO of.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's set up like
McDonald's.
fast food. I haven't seen these pictures.
Yeah.
Fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
He really likes his red
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like the red velvet and the red leather is just throwing me off.
leather in the theater room with the red carpet,
Yeah,
red leather seats and the red carpet.
I don't know. Like when I see some like elite Hollywood type with red velvet, red leather, I just kind of it makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, exactly.
7 bedrooms, 16 bathrooms. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really cool when I went in it.
Oh, I'm sure. I
Absolutely.
mean, maybe a little eerie, but
It was really uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
it was before all the R. Kelly stuff came out.
Yeah.
So this was like 2015, 16.
Yeah.
And it just smelled so weird. I remember
Yeah.
that. Like, it's just uncomfortable.
There you go.
But Yates is definitely the favorite.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Compared to this one, like
Oh, yeah.
it's great. And like, what would you even do with 24,000 square feet if you're at R. Kelly's house? Like that's way too much square footage.
Right, Airbnb, like a couple of rooms.
Yeah. I mean, you would never like. I would never leave the house. I'd just be in a new
Yeah.
room every day.
you wouldn't need to, right?
Yeah.
I put a bowling alley.
Oh hell
Surprised,
yeah.
surprised it doesn't have one.
Yeah.
I went in one that had one.
Yeah.
Halos.
Yeah, I've been in a couple of those are cool too.
I think a nice like bowling alley, a shuffleboard table.
Yeah.
Little home bar.
I'm all about the hangouts. I like the bar, the hangouts, the theater rooms.
It's got a cool bar next there.
Cool
Yeah.
bar, I'm there. Theater room, I love. Talking dream house now.
Yeah,
Theater
exactly.
room, I like hangout areas.
Golf
houses. Golf, there you go. Yep.
Golf sim.
Yep, that's a must. But yeah, my most famous one was Balmoral Park, obviously, but Abby and I just did, or listed Enzo's. My picture ended up on the news, ABC 7 News. They went out there and famous Italian beef in Chicago Heights, been around since 1946.
My family's still mad about that.
Yep.
They've already closed down, right?
Yeah,
Damn.
unfortunately.
Last Saturday.
Yeah.
Was really like wanting to get out there, and
Post it all over on Facebook.
I know.
Get your
I
news
was-
before it's gone.
I was just lazy, so that's on me.
During our listing, we were at Enzo's a lot, just showing it to other people, and we got a lot of food there. It's
Yeah.
good. It was good stuff.
Their beef is fantastic. Like Portillo's sucks compared to them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're getting Enzo's over any of that.
Oh yeah.
They're going to do
absolutely.
some pop-ups here and there. They said
Yeah.
they'll do in the area, so
Okay.
I froze.
you'll get your Enzo's.
There you go. Yeah.
Have you ever
Definitely
had
plug
it or no?
I've never had it.
Oh, you got to try it.
Oh, you gotta
Well,
try it.
yeah. Go to one of the pop-ups.
Yeah, absolutely. When they have a pop up, you let me know,
Yeah.
and just make sure it's at least 72 hours before.
2 weeks before.
We're down to 48 hours, right? 48 hours if you can get us MJ.
Exactly.
John Mayer, you're forgiven.
Awesome. Well, we can wrap it up here. Let's tell the people where to find you, and
All
Yeah,
day.
absolutely. Call me. Get in touch with Abby and myself. It's 630-284-9624. You can follow our Instagram, our Facebook page. We post all our listings, all important real estate stuff on there. And that's at Realtor Nick Oosting. You can follow both of those. So yeah, that's how you can find us. Commercial,
Thank you.
residential, equestrian, land. We do any kind of deal that there possibly is. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, there you have it. Appreciate you guys coming on.
thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right.